for some help with that, let's bring in the Money Men, business and markets analyst and Newsmax contributor Seth Denson and America's accountant Dan Geltrude. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning,
Alison. So Seth, I want to start with you because we've been talking about this crazy winter weather. You're in Texas. Last year you had that big storm. How's it going where you are?
Oh, we're fine. We had a good couple of days in the snow. This is nothing like what we saw last year. I know that last segment you guys were talking about Texas being prepared. I think we're as prepared as you can be. Listen, when you're in a southern state and your average temperatures in the 80s and 90s and even above 100, you don't have necessarily the materials that the northern states do. I think we did all right outside of a few power lines going down because of trees. The grid held up, and that was the big thing, especially for Governor Abbott going into this election season.
Yeah, no, that's good news. I'm glad you guys had some fun in the snow, and I'm sure hopefully it'll warm up for you. I want to start now with the markets. A wild week for the markets. The Dow ending slightly lower yesterday after a volatile week. Dan, will we ever get off this roller coaster ride? It's been crazy.
Not for a while, Allie. I think that the market is still going to continue with these constant peaks and valleys day by day. The market has become so headline driven. It's almost like, is anybody paying attention to the actual financial aspect of this? Or is it all about what hits the headline and then, all right, let's react or overreact, I should say. So hopefully the market is going to stabilize at some point, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. All right, let's head over to Southwest Airlines now. They're announcing it's got the tab running again for customers who request alcoholic drinks on board its flights. Seth, do you think this is the right time to bring alcohol back? Because we've seen how unruly passengers are, so it could go both ways, right? It could calm some people down, but it could also make them even angrier.
Yeah, I think it's the right time if it's the flight I'm on. But no, but here's the reality. I think what was happening, and again, we can blame alcohol. This is personal responsibility, right? You need to be personally responsible, and shame on you if you're somebody that is attacking verbally or physically anybody on the airlines or anybody, period. But here's what I think was happening. I think a lot of passengers were probably getting pretty tanked in the bar before the flight, knowing they weren't going to get alcohol on the flight, and that was what was leading to these first, we'll call it, getting on, having to put on this mask. So listen, I think we'll see. If unless you're going to get rid of alcohol in the airports, so I don't know that getting rid of them on the planes was doing a whole lot.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Dan, what do you think? Good move for them?
It probably is. Look, I don't think it's a good idea to continue serving alcohol on an airplane. I think there's a lot of people out there that are quite angry, and understandably so. You put a mask on them and then you start adding alcohol. I think you head for trouble. So I think probably going back to serving alcohol is not the best move right now.
Interesting. Okay. Well, Ford CEO saying he's optimistic the auto industry will be back on the profit freeway, saying he sees the chip shortages and COVID regulations easing and the nagging supply chain issues leveling out. Seth, what do you think about this? Because we keep hearing about supply chain issues, but positive for them?
Well, this could be positive, and Ford needs something positive. Don't get me wrong, their stock is up 56% over the last year, but it's down 17% year to date. So they've been on this roller coaster ride Dan was talking about at the beginning. Well, they've been on the tail end of that thing, and they're getting kind of bumped up and down. But nonetheless, listen, the entire auto industry needs this chip shortage to go away. That's going to happen. This is what we call the bullwhip effect. You've got the mining, the smelting, the delivery, and then the installation. All these things need to happen. That takes time. And certainly they're hoping in 2022. I'm probably more thinking it's going to be closer to 2023 till we're back in full swing.
Okay. Dan, your thoughts?
I think as long as we're going to be relying upon foreigners or foreign nations to produce things like chips, we're going to continue to have supply chain problems. And obviously, that's going to hurt American companies like Ford. They're just not going to be able to realize their full potential. There's a lot of demand out there. Ford has been doing very well so far. But again, they run into these supply chain issues where they can't meet the demand. So it's unfortunate, and I agree with Seth. I think this problem is here to stay probably through 2023.
Yeah. Just make it in the USA, right? Then we won't have this problem. All right, so love is also soaring at Valentine's Day, right? It's not just love soaring. So chocolate and champagne prices, they're both going up, both on track to set you back a few extra dollars. Seth, I mean, look, we're talking about Valentine's Day. I think people are going to just splurge because I think they don't want to make their Valentine upset. Seth, you've got a couple of Valentines in your house. Is this going to just, make you decide not to do this, or what do you think?
Oh, no, you pull out all the stops. I got a bigger thing. So tomorrow is Mrs. Denson, my beautiful bride's big 4-0 birthday. She's probably going to be upset that I relinquished that information. But nonetheless, I'm full focused on tomorrow, where there will be champagne and chocolate. And we'll be doing it again a couple weeks later with the kiddos and Mrs. Denson as well. But this is supply and demand. That's why we're seeing these things go up.
I love it. Well, happy birthday to her. She looks 30. So that's why you're not here tomorrow. That's right.
Married to me.
Happy birthday. All right. So, Dan, what do you think? I mean, I think people, whether they're going to get that type of Valentine's gift or something else, what are you going to do? What do you think?
Well, I think that this holiday is an opportunity for an epic fail for men. I don't know why this falls on men to say Valentine's Day, you have to go do something. So a lot of pressure on the guys out there. And quite frankly, I don't think it's a fair thing, but I guess that's just the way it is. So hence why a lot of champagne, a lot of chocolates, and we're going to have inflation. Why? Demand is there.
Yeah. Hey, and listen, some advice to guys. I know you guys do it, but if you want to take your sweetheart out to dinner, make a reservation now. Don't wait until last minute because you're not going to get one. Just some advice out there. All right, Dan and Seth, thank you so much. We'll see you again in the next hour.